Hello and welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition, where I'm actually quite sad because when I launched the game and went to load my save, it actually said the end. So I guess we really are at the end, guys. Though still, I believe that I haven't played the wibbity wobbity schwoobity after the Act 5 thing. But never you mind that. Let's jump into Act 5. Act 5, Scene 1. A town. I'm gonna be so sad when this game ends. Oh, I think this is after the flood. That's very hazy. I tell you, the atmosphere in this game is like nothing else. Give me just a minute. How did all this fit in that truck? It's bigger on the inside. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. The flowers are opening. I think it rained. So we hear. May I use your phone, Miss Shannon? Oh, yeah. Shit, the battery's dead. Anyway, who would you have called? I was gonna call Julian. He has a phone? Yeah, obviously. So, where is 5 Dogwood Drive? Right, no idea. Maybe we should split up? It's a nice morning for a walk, but a bit muddy. So was 5 Dogwood Drive... Whoa, I'm sorry? Holy crap, I'm the cat! Weird. Okay. But what I was gonna say is... So is 5 Dogwood Drive in the town that was destroyed by the flood? Bizarre. Come on, kitty, follow this light. Let's see what these people have to say. Oh, it's Junebug. It's Junebug and Johnny, I think. Junebug and Johnny strain to hear the noises coming from the well. There's that weird sleepy singing again. 2 songs overlapping, but the same singers in each group. Johnny shades his eyes with his hand. Ugh, my eyes aren't adjusting to this light. Want to borrow mine? I just need to swap lenses and they'll be fine. You? I'm okay for now. That's right, because you guys are robots. And it took me like half the game to realize that. Or maybe not robots, they're automatons, I should say. So this is the well. Oh yeah, I see the stairs. So this is where we came up. So what does this do? Like, will I go down if I go here? Oh no, I just make a noise. Interesting. It's strange too that this actually has depth now. Like I can actually run into the background. Can I go in here? No. Who is this? That's a damn shame. That's what you call it. Distressed meow. Well, what do you know anyway? Sorry, I'm just upset. Reassuring meow. You're right. Man, what am I looking at? I can't even tell. And this is his barn. Let me see, where else could I go? Oh, God. Kitty, meow meow can... Okay, yeah. You can cross the water, fine. Anything over here? Ooh, I can't see where you are now. Oh. Whoopsie. Can I go around the front of this house? No, can I go around the back, I guess? Weird. Can I go in the church? No. Is there anybody else I can talk to over here? Oh, there's some people over here. What the hell is this? Six or seven men stood in the sun about a dozen yards from the ditch, and he could hear them laughing. He tried not to hear them. Instead, he listened to the shovel punching through the dirt as he shaped the trench. It was wet dirt, mud, really. It made a hungry sound as he shaped the trench walls. Oh, I can select a word. I want to know more about the trench. Glare from the noon sun made his sinuses tingle. The trench was a foot wide now. By the time he was done, he expected it to be about twice that, and run most of the way from the middle of town over to where it could drain off into the creek. The laughter quieted into greedy chuckles, and he could feel the men approaching. Greedy chuckles. Who are these people? Oh, they're gone. Oh, weird. I didn't have a chance. I was going to try to meow, but they faded before I could. Was that somebody from the Consolidated Power Company? Also, is that another cat? What is this that I'm looking at? Alert meow. Something in the bushes stirs. Inquisitive meow. No response. What the hell is this? Is this like a ghost town? Because the way that person's walking, it's very creepy. I am so invested in whatever's happening right now. Hello? Okay. I can't talk to that person either. What's this? Elmo gave Rita a tour of the cameras and wiring. She'd just been through a certificate program on public broadcasting at the community college, so no surprises there. Nikki showed her the video databank. James demonstrated the send and image processor, and then Ron came barreling in with an urgent expression. Rita had entered the public broadcasting program at Fishtrap Lake Community and Technical College with a vague desire to be a newscaster. One of her instructors got her excited about pirate television, and she followed threads through TV and activist communities until she found herself here, somehow, volunteering at WEVP TV. Ron's news was clearly bad news. Rita's heart sank a little as they listened. She knew things were unraveling, knew from experience what that looked like. Wouldn't it be nice to arrive at the beginning of something for once? But as she listened to Ron detail the power company's sudden withdrawal from town affairs, she heard other possibilities. She studied their faces and found concern for sure, but also something like relief, hope, an awakening of play. Nikki looked like she might have been daydreaming. These were people, Rita decided, ready to step out of the company's shadow and build something of their own. Ron said the TV station would still be funded by court order. Could that be their anchor? So, the flood destroyed the town, and the power company was like, you know what? We don't want anything to do with this anymore. It's still weird, though, because I thought this happened in the past. Oh, hey, Slow-Mo. Can I talk to you, Mo? Greeting, Meow. Affirmative, Meow. Friendly, Meow. Negative meow. Inquisitive meow again. Doubtful meow. Curious meow. I swear, only an indie game can make you excited about meowing. Confident meow. Don't be curt with me, Slow-Mo Crow. I'm a cat. I will end your day. Will it still fly? Oh, yes. She got banged up a little in the storm. I'll have her up and running again by this afternoon, I'm sure. Can I fly it? Well, how's her upper body strength? It's good. Really good. This old girl is operated by pulleys. 100% mechanical. Well, except for the throttle. I could do that. I admire your confidence, young man. Yep, just a little bit middle. I'll have her skyworthy again in a matter of hours. Wow. I've been doing this a long time, kiddo. That's way more than bent metal. That is decimated metal. I wonder if that's the same plane. No, it's not. I was about to say the same plane that I saw people pushing in a weird vision, but that was a totally different thing. At first, they only observed the truck from a distance. It was an alien carcass, something that made more sense in death than in life. The company had dropped it off in the middle of the day, when everyone was at the plant. They let it sit overnight, alone and strange. Nikki thought it was ridiculous, but Ron approved. To Elmo, the truck was simply beautiful. The town didn't produce much garbage anyway, she said. Who would drive it? And where? The only road in town was the old airstrip. Everyone had to agree this was money and attention that would have been better spent addressing the town's drainage problems. Maybe finally get started on that damned messianic ditch. Still, they had a few things to dispose of. Broken flower pots, empty glass bottles, clothes that didn't fit anymore. They gradually fell into the habit of collecting waste and carrying it to the truck. Once a month, some shadows would come in from the night woods and haul the garbage away on a cart. Yep, there they go. Oh, weird. Come on, kitty, let's continue exploring. I'm just fascinated. I'm so fascinated by everything about this game. Wanda snores softly. Where's Wanda? Cheerful meow. Oh no, I see the person sleeping on the couch now. It's hard because of the polygonal nature of this game sometimes to make things out. Alert meow. A slithering sound from somewhere in the grass. Cautious meow. Silence. Kitty, how come you don't want to talk to me, huh? I think it'll rain anymore? No. I don't see any clouds. Hell, it'll probably rain anyhow. Just our luck. Assertive meow. Oh, really? Confident meow. He thinks it's going to rain again tomorrow. Nah. I don't know, man. Animals have a sense for the weather. You know, the thing about this is that all across America, well, not all across America, but I feel like, in America, there are, little pockets, I think, of forgotten towns or just, I guess homesteads, you know what I mean? And I don't know, this just makes me think of that, of scenarios and people that are going about their day and they're having these experiences and you never hear about it and you will never hear about it, but that's their entire life. This little town where it floods, or there's drought, or whatever else it is that the townsfolk just have to deal with, What you up to? Oh, and I love how I came full circle here. And things change. What is this? Is this a horse? Maybe that's why he was saying it's a shame. And that looks like a cow. I just realized. There's my people. And now you'll return to Chicago? Oh no, I'm heading to Ohio next. They have a few more great burial mounds I want to revisit. There are a few burial mounds out there by Dayton I always love to see. Really special. Why did they build this, huge dirt spiral? Most of these ancient earthworks are thought to be burial mounds, but this one definitely isn't. To be honest, I don't know what it was for. And I'll be honest, I didn't even notice that that's what this was. I see the spirals on the ground, but I wasn't putting two and two together that that's actually all, connected. But now you can see, it's like a mound, but then the well is at the center. These folks who are just walking really slowly like that, it's creeping me out. George scanned the shelf. He quickly found the book he was looking for. There were only a few dozen left. More shelves than books now, the result of an experiment called the New Selection. Privately, he called it the Purge. But only privately, in small groups of reliable complainers. The unspoken rule was to hold back criticism as long as possible. Experiments needed time to unfold naturally, without the interference of doubt. George would have preferred to complain more freely. Frazier proposed and executed experiments just like any other community member, but his experiments had a scorched earth quality. They were all destructive. He moved from one area of community life to the next in search of excess to cut back. Lately, he turned his scythe to the library. The New Selection meant decimating their store of books according to Frazier's own inscrutable criteria. Now we're guaranteed something vital every time we take a book from the shelves. No more time lost to printed chaff. Frazier's colorless voice echoed in George's mind. He felt like spitting. Instead, he tucked the book under his arm and set off for the woods. I wonder what book he rescued. Greeting, Meow. Oh, hey, kitty. Where did you come from, huh? Follow a bird up here? These folks, the ones who built this thing, they chase birds too. Intrigued, Meow. Really? That's what they wrote. They followed some migrating birds up here from Central America. Somewhere up to Florida. And then here. Skeptical, Meow. Well, that's what they wrote anyway. I guess it might have been a metaphor. You know, I'm feeling kind of sad now because Conway's gone. I don't know, it just hit me out of nowhere again. Wow, how'd you get out of there? I slipped into a stream and held my breath as it carried me deep underground. Then what happened? Later, I had to cross the desert of broken glass. My shoes were ruined almost immediately. Wow, did you cut your feet at all? I stepped very carefully around the sharp bits, but the sharp bits were everywhere. The desert was every different color all at once. I was overwhelmed. I'll take you there if you want to see it. Maybe on Saturday. I'm pretty busy. How about today? Did I tell you? I discovered the place where all the garbage goes. You mean the dump? Oh no, it's much more exciting than that. There's a big fire at the center of the earth. It's been burning basically forever. The fire is maintained by ancient dinosaurs. They've burned themselves so many times, there's nothing left but oily bones. I got to ride in a big truck and a tugboat. Wow, I'm jealous, but I won't let it ruin our friendship. We should stick together. It's a nice idea, but you should stay with your friends. I think they still need your help. Oh, Flora, you just show up, don't you? Oh, man. Oh, I just want to discover everything. I don't want to miss anything. What's going on up here? I feel like the scene changed. So, not too sad. No, I think it should be happy. Right. It's a remembrance. Right. Like a monument? Totally. So they should be represented with dignity and respect, of course. Of course. But not to the point where it makes everyone feel they have to be serious when they're standing under it. Does that make sense? Oh, wait, is this the same artist that was there, like the one who did the poetry? I gave her a totally different voice. No, yeah, it definitely does. I think I have an idea. Great. I'll just dig in. Thanks, Marianne. Happy to help. Yeah, because I feel like that's the outfit. When we were looking at the TV station, like she read the poem, and I think they said that she still had a thing for the out-of-towner. I totally forgot. Not that I would remember what voice I even gave her at this point. No clue. Hey, there's another cat. Hey, kitty. Kitty meow meow? Hey. Alert meow. A croak reverberates inside the smoker. Excited meow. A frog slips out into the grass, too quick to see. Yeah, that's a big smoker. It looked at first like it was just like a bunch of barrels, but you can see, I don't know for those of you if you've never seen this type of grill, but it's like a big barrel grill with a smoker on the side. So it kind of looks like the big mama and the little baby. What's this? Paints and chalk in the small bag. Diary in the large bag. Stuffed dog in the small bag. Photograph of Chris in the large bag. No, in the small bag? Sandra couldn't decide. Should she keep the photo of her husband? Or should Alex keep the photo of his father? She wrapped the diary in a towel before stuffing it into her bag, feeling slightly silly doing it. Fraser had been on a tear collecting all written material as community property lately. She set everything down, closed her eyes, massaged her temples, and wondered, not for the first time, how Fraser had consolidated so much invisible power so quickly. Like the Consolidated Power Company? How had he done it? Had he in fact done anything at all to claim this incredible lattice of influence? Or had they simply, blindly, given it to him? Who is this Fraser? Oh, I'm so intrigued. Oh, Wanda's still snoring. Wanda, wake up. Cheerful meow. Wanda sleeps peacefully. These houses are cute. You know, they're very tiny, good enough just for one or two people. And if I were going to have a family, I'd get something, you know, a little bit bigger. Once you get into like having mansions and shit, it's like, why are you doing that? I'm afraid to go up to that arch thing, by the way. That's why I haven't gone over there, because I don't know if that's going to like end something. But let's see if there's anything else I haven't seen. What kind of fish are those? They're goldfish. They eat algae and mosquito eggs. Very helpful. Sounds like a good job. Beats working for the power company. What brings you to town? We're just dropping something off here. Oh, well, you better hurry up. They might already be gone. Who might already be gone? Oh, and just a little sound design. Listen to the little pitter-patter of my little feetsies. Can I go back here? Anything? No. All right, kitty. Let's try to find something else interesting. I mean, the sheer number of mechanics that the devs incorporated into this game to make every experience you have unique and to have the mechanics fit, I guess, the way they want to convey their atmosphere and their message. The fact that they nailed it every time. It's astonishing. Like, I don't think throughout the entirety of this playthrough I had any issues, despite the fact that they did so many different things. Meanwhile, there are a lot of devs that, you know, where their game only does one thing and they get that wrong. Alert meow. A family of small mice huddle beneath the debris. Predatory meow. The mice retreat into shadows. That cat's like, hey, you better run. I'm gonna come for you. And there are so many mysteries in this. You know, Weaver. I don't know if I think she's dead or if she just was plucked from time and space. Oh, and she's building the thing now, and... Oh, and Wanda's gone. She no longer sleeps peacefully. Where'd she go? Interesting. I guess everybody's over here now. All right, let's go. I mean, the fact that this game is so engaging that I just spent like 30 minutes just walking around the same space looking for something is just, I don't know. I can't say enough good things about this game. Well, the mailbox says 5 Dogwood Drive. Is there a doormat? Sometimes a key is under a doormat. What am I saying? Strange to say, but I feel like I've been here before. Anyone else? It just showed up. The house. Where did it come from? Maybe it blew in with the storm. I thought this was some kind of like just an archway leading to something. Oh, Junebug, you and your little mechanical noises. It feels warmer in here somehow, right? Warmer and brighter. Nobody lives here? If someone does live here, they keep it pretty tidy. It's actually quite spacious. Yeah, you can fly a plane in here. What this town needs is a kitchen. There's so much room, though. We could set up a whole studio. A music studio? Cool. Oh yeah, lots of room. Plus everything we recorded would have bird sounds on it. That's kind of a cool signature, right? I'd like to get out of town before dark. Somehow I thought you might stay here now. To live. Okay. Why do I feel like this dialogue choice might be a finality thing? This is weird. It's like this house showed up to kind of entice us to stay in this town, but we can't. So I can either say it's a nice thought, or I could say I'm going to go back to the distillery and see if there's anything I can do. And I'm hoping she means for Conway as opposed to meaning anything she could do for the distillery, because fuck those guys. Or she can go just back to her old life to get her old shop back. No, I'm going to click on this one, hoping that she's caring about Conway, because I miss Conway. Like, I was legitimately angry when I saw them take him, like, in the boat. And that entire episode, because they were just hovering around in their boat, I was so tense. but I was just so genuinely fearful for Conway. And it's just really powerful that a game can do that to you, like make you care about these little dots on a screen. Anyway, I guess I'm heading back to the distillery and see if there's anything I can do. About that, listen, Harry gave us this IOU from the distillery. Hey, it's worth a shot. I'd love to perform in a place like this. At sunset? I kind of feel like I'm on stage right now, actually. Know what I mean, ma'am? Weird acoustics, like you get little echoes before the source themselves. I like it. We need to make sure and preserve some of this stuff before the next big storm. So whoever lives here next will know who came before. You think more people will come after these people leave? Even if nobody else sets foot in this place, it's already crowded with ghosts. We saved what we could. Hey, Cat, I'll race you. From here to that pile of mail, okay? Affirmative, meow. Come stand here. This is the starting line. Ready? Get set. Go! Oh, no. Wait. Where's the pile of mail? Where is it? Ezra, no! Is it this? Oh. All right. Aw, there's no shame to lose. I'm a fast runner. You are a fast runner with cute little arms. Interesting. I wonder what kind of choice that was that I made. I definitely will, I think, replay some of these, but, you know, on my own time, not as a part of the series. Like when the game ends, the game will just be done for you guys. And then maybe what I'll do is if I get any insight into whatever the story was or whatever my thoughts are after that from playing it on my own and like going through different things again differently, I might just like pop it in a comment on my last video of the series, whatever it's going to be. It might be this one for all I know. Rita tore up weeds. Elmo stood next to her with a bucket. She passed him the uprooted weeds, and he stuffed them in the bucket. They worked this way for a few hours. Dark clouds drifted slowly closer, but wouldn't arrive until evening. Elmo left to get some tea. Rita pulled an apple from her bag and lay her head back onto the overturned dirt. She looked at the sky. For a moment, she looked directly at the sun. Then she closed her eyes and let the afterimage fade. Elmo came back with a plastic jug of sweet tea. They sat and drank for a while, and then got back to work. The garden was coming along as well as they could hope, given months of neglect. When the plant shut down, the company abruptly pulled out of the area and took a large part of the town's population with it. This included the Carver family, who had tended this garden, the largest and most productive in town, for years. Rita and Elmo worked until it started to rain. The rain washed their sweat into the dirt. Interestingly enough, the power company left this town, and as decimated as it is, it seems more free than, you know, the places that we visited where the power company still has its hold, you know? Yeah, I'd be worried about that too. Well, and it isn't just the rodents. The floors are mostly rotted, I think. You'd fall right through. I'm surprised they're still standing after last night. All the buildings? No, most of them have good bones. It's just these ones the power company built that are rotten. Oh, okay. Yeah, the power company moved in here a while back and set it up like their own little town. For the workers. But they didn't build them too good, huh? It's garbage. They couldn't be bothered. I lived in that one over there, in fact, when I first came here to work at the power plant. Oh, yeah? I wouldn't set foot in there now, though. Interesting. Yeah, it's so weird that these are absolutely ghosts walking around this town. Ooh, what's this? What's this? Clyde lay on his back on the runway, hands folded behind his head, halfway between dreams and the afternoon sun. He entertained the momentary delusion that he'd survived a plane crash and was vaguely unhappy when the dream faded. Coming into land, he'd slammed into a truck. The driver probably thought the runway was another road. The roads were full of trucks coming and going these days, filling the town with strangers ever since. But he couldn't remember any more of the dream. It was fading quickly and irretrievably in that uniquely frustrating death of past dreams. All the state said they wanted was to knock down some trees, many trees, and build a road tying this small town to the larger web of streets and highways that entomb the rest of the country. But Clyde and his inner circle of stunt pilots turned mail carriers knew that a road would be the end of their secluded paradise. And I didn't even put two and two together either that this was like the landing strip, because it doesn't really look like one, but I guess that's because it's so overgrown. Choppy seas today, Captain. Aye, Captain. Let's reinforce the sails. These kids are so cute. Hey, kitty meow meow. Kitty meow meow alert, kitty meow? No? Why don't you want to talk to me, kitty? No, miss. They don't scare me at all. If you met them, you'd feel the same way, I'm sure. I can't believe old George would ever hurt us. He's kind and a bit of a bookworm, as far as I can tell. Huh. Sometimes Rita finds a book from the old library and we leave it out for him. I think he likes that. I've got to imagine he likes it anyway. I'm leaving at sunset. If you like, I'll help you find a bus back to Lithuania, you said? My uncle is very dying. I should be there to see him through it. Yeah, you're making the right move. There's nothing here anymore for the living. So wait, are these ghosts that are, like, because these, like, things walking very slowly are clearly ghosts, to me, at least. So is George a ghost this whole time? I don't even remember now what they said about George. I can't, I'm just so focused here. There's really never been a road to this place? Why not? Anxious scraping noises. That's what I figured. An indignant caw. Why? An undulating coo. I guess we could, but it sounds like a lot of work. One confident caw. Okay then, guess we better get started. Wait, is that a graveyard? The seer reclined high in a tree, carving fine details into a small wooden pipe. She'd done the bulk of the carving over hazy mornings with the stoneworker. He smoked constantly. She only smoked when she was happy, or very sad, or bored. From this height, she could see the earth movers shaping the mounds under the draughtsman's supervision. She could see him inspecting his plan, the drawings he'd made from her game. The map. The seer. What if that was like a clever reference to the devs? Oh, look, she finished her painting. Would you believe it came to me in a dream? I'm changing her voice again. I'm just not giving her a voice because she doesn't need one. One of those dreams where you're lost somewhere, kind of familiar and anonymous, like a bus terminal. Everyone else knows where to go, but you're really confused. You're holding some instructions or a map or something, but you can't read it. And you look up and there it is, Sorry, I don't know why I told you that. It's nice. What's it for? Wait a minute, your day off or is the bureau closed today? Oh, that's Marianne from the bureau. I don't know, I didn't recognize her little outfit. It's nice. What's it for? Maybe it'll be kind of like a marker. I've never painted a grave marker before. Maybe I should have asked if the bureau was closed. Nice little setup you've got. Yeah, it's all right. Many afternoons have come and gone right here, listening to the radio, taking a break from some maintenance work. How's she looking anyway? Hurts to look at, doesn't it? You hate to see such a beautiful creature in pain. Well, it's just lucky I have all the parts here. Difficult to mail order with no roads. To tell you the truth, I've long suspected the reason Cass never wanted any roads here was just to keep the horses safe. And now, wait a minute, Cass? Cass is in Cassidy. Wait, Clyde! Wait a minute, oh my god, wait. My mind is connecting dots, but I feel like the dots are lines. And I don't know what that means, but that's what this game is doing to my brain. I'll remember at some point. There you are. I think this other cat was looking for you. Will you be a family now? You seem pretty different, but that's good. You can teach each other. I wonder if I'll ever learn to fly. Oh, man. What's this? Curious meow. Oh man, it's totally broken. Inquisitive meow. Waterlogged tapes. They might still play, who knows. But all the VCRs are shot. Sad meow. I don't even know where to put all this. I hate to call it trash. I wonder if that garbage truck still works. Oh, you know, I only just noticed that there's the thing right here. Because I didn't see that before, the mailbox. Unless it wasn't there before. Until finally it just gave way. But you did good work. It's not your fault. They didn't let you finish, that's all. If they let you finish, oh, forget about it. This place would be dry as a bone. You always did good work. Oh, is that like the grave of the out-of-towner? That they were saying like that she still has a thing for? So he's who was digging the trench. And then who was it, though, that was like mocking him? Like, who were the men? There are more cats in here. See that cat? There's a cat on the roof. There's a cat in front. Why are there so many kitty cats? Did you guys come off of that ship that was just full of cats? If you guys have been watching this series, you know that episode. It was very creepy. Greeting meow. Oh, hi, kitty. Chatty meow. Yes, it's a beautiful day. I guess the weather was pretty bad last night, though. Confident meow. You're a chatty one, aren't you? Fanciful meow. Sure, whatever you say. Curt meow. All right, well, take it easy. Listen, I'm not going to take any shit from a cat, all right? I love that as I go around, everything progresses, you know? heavier than they look. Sure, everyone's heavier after they've passed. It's only natural. The spirit has no weight. In fact, it lifts us up a little. That's a nice line. Greeting, meow. Oh, it's you again. Friendly meow. Yeah, well, feel free to pitch in. I'm sure this would go a lot quicker with two of us on it. I think those are both horses. Because I think I said one was a horse and one was a cow, but no, they just had horses. Argumentative meow. Busy, huh? What, left a sunbeam unslept in? Parting meow. Suit yourself. I'll be here. That's the cat saying, I bid you good day, sir. How dare you insinuate that all we cats do is sleep in sunbeams? Who's this here? All I can read is better days. They put their better days to rest here? And Uncle Andreas? Is he looking ahead or behind him now? Weird. Oh! Those are the two horses! I see now! That's their faces, and they're like looking at each other. That's so cool. I get to see the progress of the painting. Marianne clears her throat. Inquisitive meow. Well, hello. Marianne nudges Wanda gently. Wanda, time to wake up. Curious meow. Nope. Dead to the world. Probing meow. Just try again later, I guess. I am not somebody who could sleep like that. Like, no matter how deep my sleep is, if anything happens that seems out of place, it's like there's always a part of my brain that's conscious so that it can let me know I have to wake up, like because there's danger or something. So I could never be in that situation where I'm sleeping and somebody walks up to me and is like nudging me and I still won't wake up. We haven't seen the band again for a while. What's over here? Does it work? I don't know. I think you wind it here. No, it doesn't work. I could probably fix it. Oh, you could definitely fix it, man. And then you'd have a new robot friend. And then I'd have a new robot friend. Yeah, like, look at this. This is a damn ghost. Look at it. Look at how it's shaded. Never mind how it's walking. Oh, she watched him. She stood in her own shadow. A few deer hunters and talkers walked past but said nothing to the seer, didn't even look. She studied the path. This was the path the seer had found in her scrying game, a series of private dice rolls and inscrutable diagrams. At the end of the route, she'd seen a safe, quiet place, caverns of leathery black birds, a lake of eyeless fish, a towering flame. Now the diver walked the mounds, memorizing the route. He was almost ready. Interesting. Hey, Junebug. Some of these are really old. Maybe we should open them? Scolding meow. How dare you? He says not to open other people's mail, kid. I know what he said. But if they're not even here to open it themselves... I won't tell a soul. Wonder what he'll find. Boy, look at my cat stride. I am a specimen. You know, it's funny, I thought that when I recently watched Thor Love and Thunder, and they got to the part where, like, they ripped Chris Hemsworth's clothes off, and that was the word that came to mind. I was just like, he is a specimen. How about Greg Rabbit? Greg the Rabbit? No, like Rabbit is his last name. Well, there's no Greg or Rabbit here. Not anymore, at least. Great. Ezra opens the envelope. It is our privilege. It is our privilege to inform you that your application has been accepted. Your studies can begin as soon as you arrive. Good job. Yeah, good job, Greg. I hope he got the message eventually. I wonder what he studied. Artichokes. What? Oh no, architecture. Why does that name sound familiar? Like, was that Greg from... Let me not even try. I don't know where else to go. Do you know how long you have to be asleep before you can start dreaming? A couple hours. It's kind of a trick question, sorry. Even if you never go to sleep, you'll start dreaming on your feet. The people who built this library were always experimenting. They took nothing for granted, even sleep. They called themselves the people of nothing. Fearless experimenters. Oh, that was the pueblo de nada. Whenever I make a decision, I never know what's going to happen next. Is that an experiment? Sure. Experimenting is abandoning expectation. You fit right in here. And sure, it's a mess right now, but there's some residual energy from those fearless experimenters that I don't think will ever dissipate. I don't think I'd want to live in a place like this. Junebug and Johnny walk up. What's good, little dude? We were talking about the library. Is this your family? Junebug looks at Ezra. Yeah, that's right. This is my family now. Aww. Ron dug a grave. Hey, this book's in pretty good shape. The City of Ladies. Interesting. Curious. I'm not going to say meow over and over again. I'm tired of saying meow. No, I've never read it either. Inquisitive. Good question. Let's take a look. Here we go. Minerva, Circe, Sappho, and some ladies from the Bible. Nosy. I think they all get together and build a city. Sounds nice. I'll get us a bus ticket, eh? What's happening over here? And ever since then, I've just been treating it like a little cafe for the town. Everybody pitches in. People have to look out for each other here. It's always been that way. Back before the power company pulled out, I was in fear of my life half the time. Well, I know I'm not sticking around. You think you'll do anything with this place? Hey, people gotta eat, right? Well, some people. Yeah, you don't have to, Johnny, because you're a fucking automaton. What am I looking at over here? Is that another kitty go meow? Lay paper flat, Bring bottom left corner up to the top right corner. Crease with firm, steady pressure along diagonal fold. Nikki applied only gentle pressure. Looser flowers felt more alive. She rolled her wrists. It was the 6th hour of her assigned company store shift, and she'd made dozens of flowers. Ron had bought a bouquet and cleaned out their stock that afternoon. Repeat steps 4A through 7 for each petal, taking care not to rip the filaments from step 9. The company store used to have a dedicated staff until the civic responsibility plan a few years back. Now everyone took 1 or 2 shifts a week on a mandatory volunteer basis. A commotion outside caught Nikki's attention. Men yelling, blows landing. She put down her work and stepped out just in time to see the crowd disperse. Huh. Curious indeed. Something brown scurries up the side of the tree. Surprised. A squirrel? Too fast to tell. That's so sad. Poor horses. Or the neighbors, as they call them. Six feet. That's the standard. Standard for people anyway, but maybe I ought to stick to the traditional depth out of respect. Is that respect? To treat them like us? Or is it more respectful to treat them like what they were? I bet the old company had a whole chapter full of regulations on it. That'd be handy about now. Well, at least it's a starting point, or what not to do. If those greedy sons of bitches had finished that drainage ditch when they were supposed to. Well, I should put some of that bile into digging these holes. Aw, damn, there he goes. Can we go in after him? In the bushes? Yeah. After the raccoon? Yeah. No. But it's probably full of thorns. Yeah, but raccoon. It's not happening. Okay. Oh, don't pout. Tell you what, if that raccoon comes back into town, we'll leave some food out for him. Yes, ma'am. Man, it sounds like the power company made this town what they wanted it to be, supposedly for their workers, but it was all shit. And then they didn't do what was necessary to support it. And then when it failed, they were like, peace out, guys. Sorry. Hey! Hey, don't run in the graveyard. Why not? People are trying to rest. Annoyed. Agreed. Oh my God. Ezra's like, I don't give a shit about what y'all are saying. I'm going to keep running because that's what I do. My God, I wonder how long this is going to last because I can tell you I'm not getting tired of it. Cool. Yeah! He did it! Anything to say about that? Woo! Cool. Those look like ghosts. Clyde and Cass sat cross-legged in the shade of a light aircraft, Cass shuffling cards and Clyde absently flipping through a stack of unopened letters. Demand for aerial stunts having faded almost completely, and many of their company having died or aged out of the profession, Clyde and Cass found for their remaining pilots a steady flow of contract work delivering mail to remote rural areas. But this place was abandoned. Cass's cards predicted they'd be here for quite a while. Oh, so they came here to deliver and I guess never left? I even lived in there for a bit. No way. Yeah, too drafty. I moved out one winter and never looked back. It gets cold? Sure, when the sun is down. Nice old church, though. Really nice. Could make a nice workshop. There you go. It's so weird how, like, everybody seems to want to stay here. Like, they're all just talking about it. What? Where's Johnny? All right, man. Let's see what you've got. This one looks like it might still play. Oh, Bill Monroe. Great. Yeah, we had a few of his. Man, this is a barnstormer. Popular? They used to be, but then the jukebox started to wear down. The longer it would run, the slower it would play. And then these weird echoes would start to come in. Like the music was leaking and just pooling up in the bottom somewhere until everything was drowning. After a few hours, no matter what you put in that jukebox, it'd come out strange. Wrong. I don't know. That sounds pretty cool to me, man. Of course Johnny would say that. Hand me that rag, would you? The one with the embroidered bird on it. This one? Does it have a bird on it? I think so. Don't you know what a bird looks like? Yeah, but it's pretty small. I thought it was some letters. I guess that could be a bird on there. Well, it's a rag, ain't it? As long as it's a rag, I guess it'll work for mopping sweat. Yeah, it's a rag for sure. That's so sad. But that's so cute that they put that on the barn. Wow. Whoa. It's Morbin time. Well, you know what? That's creepy, and I think I'm gonna leave now. I don't know if this really is the end, but because it might be, that's why I'm just continuing to play instead of stopping. Like, I don't want to stop. I just want to keep going. Where are you flying to? Oh, I stepped out of the path. Flying? Ha. I'm just checking to see if everything's working okay. You could fly her somewhere if you wanted to, though, right? Of course. So why don't you? Here we go. Keep your distance now. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Yeah, I always thought those kind of planes were weird. The ones where you control it by like pulling on the levers. But listen, everything is a product of what came before it. You know, without the weird little crazy inventions humans came up with in the past, we wouldn't have anything that we have today. Let me go look over here. There's more stuff in there now. Interesting. Who did you say it was, brother? Who was it fell by the way? When whiskey and blood run together. Did you hear anyone pray? I didn't hear nobody pray, dear brother. I didn't hear nobody pray. I heard the crash on the highway, but I didn't hear nobody pray. Oh, wow, it actually stopped there. When I heard the crash on the highway, I knew that it was from the start. I went to the scene of destruction, and a picture was stamped on my heart. There was whiskey and blood all together, mixed with glass where they lay. Death played her hand in destruction, but I didn't hear nobody pray. That's funny. That actually sounds like a real song. I wish I could change this sad story that I'm now telling you. But there is no way I can change it. For somebody's life is now through. Their soul has been called by the master. They died in a crash on the way. And I heard the groans of the dying, but I didn't hear nobody pray. I didn't hear nobody pray, dear brother. I didn't hear nobody pray. I heard the crash on the highway, but I didn't hear nobody pray. Dude, how did I know that was where that shit was gonna end? You can't tell me that my brain doesn't work in all kinds of creative ways. I made up a melody for that song that actually worked and knew when it was gonna finish. Let's go be dope somewhere else. I like those lyrics, though. I wonder if that is an actual song, because I assume that the people they had, playing like the band throughout the game is an actual band. So maybe that's one of their songs. The seer huddled in the small cave. The deer hunters ran by, shielding their eyes from the torrential rain. It must have looked like she was taking shelter, but she was waiting for the water to rise and envelop her. She wedged her leg and shoulder into rocky corners, settling in. The floor was slick and muddy, and she had a feeling of drifting with the water, like the cave was a cramped boat. She closed her eyes. She wondered where the diver was now, if he had found the end of the route. Was he on his way back, or had he been lost underground? Either way, it was too late. She thought back to the first flood, long before her birth, a flood she had only seen in dice rolls. She stayed there for a while, and then opened her eyes again. Now the water was crossing her heart. She took the game pieces from her bag and released them, gently, into the flood. Interesting. Because this is making me think of, the people at the very start of the game who were playing some kind of tabletop RPG, or whoever knows what it was. But the stuff they were saying seemed like they were actually discussing, the town, like the world around them. I'm wondering if that calls back to that. I really like this knife. It has an aura. Know what I mean? An aura. Yeah, like it wasn't exactly used to cut apples. It's meant for greater things. Yes, ma'am. Oh, it's Wanda, finally. Part 5, Addendum, Notes on Soil. Good crumb. Tastes like... coffee? Resident or visitor? Just making a delivery. Excellent, I'll make a note of that. I'm making a survey of the site for potential reclamation. Initial results are promising. I think this may be the moment we finally reclaim this ghost town. You know what? I wonder, because it did say in the other dialogue option that she's from the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. How do they actually reclaim them? That's one thing that I didn't give thought to. Like, what does reclamation mean for them, in the context of this universe? All right, I had to restart my recording. This is going to be a long one. But it's the end of the game, and for an experience as incredible as this was, the end can take as long as it pleases. And Rita never got as many bands to come up here as she would have liked, I think, but it was always a blast. Sure, how does anybody find this place without any roads coming in? They wander in from the trees. Sometimes they're following directions, and sometimes they just end up here. That's the hardest thing about keeping an artistic community alive, just getting people to show up. Whoa, look at this. Emily pulls a videotape out of the rubble. Home movies? It could be. We showed a lot of them on the station. Emily pulls a piece of slate adorned with a partial circuit diagram out of the rubble. Hey, I've got one of those. It's a voltage regulator. I think the ceremony's around dusk. Oh, is that what I'm waiting for? So there's going to be a ceremony? Because it does seem like time is moving forward, so once dusk comes, I guess we'll have a ceremony and then that'll be the end of the game. Maybe. Ceremony? Oh, right, the horses. Sorry, the neighbors. I just got it. They're neighbors, but horses also neigh, so they're the neighbors. Oh my God. That's cute. Oh, there's another ghost. Gonna go in the opposite direction. Wow. Seems to be working okay. Julian's gonna love this. Who? Excited. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh. I don't talk a lot during this game, by the way, because this game has so much atmosphere and so much emotion and feeling to it that, I've basically anybody who is still watching at this point is as immersed in the world of this and the story as I am and is fine with it, Hey y'all, thanks for sticking around for this. I know we've all got places to... Well, if anybody still needs somewhere to go, be sure and speak up, okay? I think Rod's heading through the woods tonight, back to the road if you want a caravan. You staying, Em? Nah, I'm heading out too. We're gonna help James move the image processor to a safe place on the river somewhere. For right now, though, we've got some friends to bury. The neighbors. Nikki has a poem, and I have a song. If anyone wants to say anything, though, I'll go first. The neighbors were kind, gentle, beautiful horses. I used to go on walks with the silver one out in the woods by... Why didn't anybody ever give them names? The silver one, well, I guess he was gray, but his coat looked silver in the light, so I always called him that in my head. And the other one is the other one. And I love these horses, but you'd never know it if you heard me talk about them like that. So I'm sorry, Silver One and Other One. Sorry I don't have better names for you. You deserved better names. Also sorry I'm so bad at this. Anybody else have anything to say? I was thinking about when all those canned carrots showed up in the mail. You all remember that? Somebody was calling around with some canned carrots they wanted to be rid of, and I guess Consolidated Power got word of it. So these cans of carrots showed up in the mail, and we didn't know where they came from at first. I tried some out. No flavor to them. Some of them were gray. Just awful. Rita said that's still okay to eat. Like, sometimes carrots just lose their color if they sit in a can too long, but nobody wanted them, really. Well, Aunt Connie came on TV with a message like, hope the horses are enjoying their treat. And we thought, okay, these are for the neighbors, sure. Horses love carrots, right? But the neighbors wouldn't touch them. Wouldn't even look at them. You'd think they were canned rocks. We opened a couple dozen and set them all out by the water trough, and they were still there a day later. Even the raccoon steered clear. And then, of course, Consolidated sent us an invoice for every can we'd opened, already made out in company script. How do you like that? We didn't give them names because their names weren't ours to give. The horses were here before us, you know. They came with the people from Central America, you know, the Utopians, the people of nothing. The people of nothing arrived by horseback in October, and their first experiment was to free the horses. That was generations ago, of people and horses. I don't know when we started calling them the neighbors. We should have called them the people, I think. They were the only consistent residents of this place for over 100 years, and now they're all gone. Who are the people now? Okay, I guess we'd better move on. Nikki, you ready? Oh, Ron doesn't get to say anything? Thanks for sticking around, like Emily said. It's so good to have you all here for this. I think the neighbors would have liked this, all of us gathered here. They like to be around people. Maya, you and our other visitors might not know about the out-of-towner. He came here to work for the company, to dig a ditch, and the company worked him good and hard, and for less than he was worth, but it wasn't enough. They had to use him up completely. After that, we became ungovernable. First out of shame, then grief, then anger. I wanted to write this poem because the neighbors led me through that time. I used to sit with them out in the woods. There's a clearing out there. It's about 20 minutes walk, directly away from everything. I mean, there's no reason to walk that direction unless you're going to this clearing. The neighbors like to graze there. There's a certain grass they like the best. It only grows in partial shade deep in the woods. I'd go out to that clearing and just watch them, in my shame, grief, and anger. And they knew. Any of you who spent some time with these horses will remember. They knew just what I was feeling. I could tell. It radiated off them like sweat evaporating. Creatures of pure compassion. And forgiveness. That kind of forgiveness Frost meant when he wrote, something we somehow haven't to deserve. When I go, I want to be buried out there in that clearing and feed that grass they loved. Look for me under your boot soles, as the fella says. Nikki clears her throat and begins reading from the paper she's holding. For we who stayed, in shame to penance pay, and hope to mercy find right where we sinned, those hopes are withered. Who could forgive us now we've buried our merciful friends? Nikki's hands tremble a bit as she reads from the paper. Our neighbors were the best of us, of course. It's always so. Our better selves, clear of ourselves, where we can see their glory glow. They glow now underground, our friends, with love. To greener pastures, we might say, but lie. So let me try instead to share your woe. Below the earth, in damp and torchlit caves, return their souls in peace and gently roam. What a lovely poem, Nikki. Then we buried the horses.
I've heard of a land of joy and peace and wonderful life, a beautiful place of mansions fair and skies so bright, where all who believe the Savior dear forever shall stay. And having been saved by grace divine, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to Him and never to stray, just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way. Well, glorious news I tell and sing as onward I go, for those who are still astray in sin, my Savior may know. I want them to sing that praise above some beautiful day. For glory to Him who died for me, I'm going that way. I know I shall meet Him at the gate when trials are past. I know I shall meet Him face to face in glory at last. Oh, I believe that when we meet, well done, He'll say, while trusting that soul redeeming love, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to Him and never to stray, just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way.
Man. And I'm still the cat. I guess I'll go this way. God, and just the way that the shadows are elongated. And the change in perspective. This game. I feel like I've said that a million times, but I don't care. It breaks my heart that there are games that come out that will always get so much attention no matter what, even if they're subpar. But indie games like this that are just pure quality, just absolute perfection, people have never heard of. People won't watch. People won't play, you know? But I count myself lucky to be a part of the few who decide to experience this. Because I just remember the very first time, like when the first episode of it came out years ago, I said, man, this looks like it's right up my alley. And I could not have been more correct. You know, it ended up being so much more than I ever thought it would be. And I'm glad that I didn't play it back then when it was being released by Act. You know what I mean? I'm glad that I got to sit here and play the entire thing, like all the way through. I guess I go to the house. The band is back. The end. Okay, guys. Well, that was the end of Act 5, and it does look like we have one last thing, the death of the hired man. So that will be the next and last episode of this Kentucky Route Zero series, but my God, this game... Let me know, for those of you who have been watching this, what kind of thoughts and feelings you've had throughout the course of the game. If there was any particular act or, episode that, where something like resonated with you, in a character. But in the meantime, as you guys are kind of marinating in the delicious stew that was the last 2 or 3 hours, whatever I just sat here and did for this portion, we will prepare ourselves to find out about the death of the hired man and also about Conway, or maybe Conway's done. Maybe we just got to follow his life and then things ended where they ended. And now we're going back to something that feels like maybe a parallel, between what happened with him and whatever happened with this out-of-towner. Either way, I'm really looking forward to playing the last episode. And if you too are looking forward to the actual end of this series, which I feel like has been going on forever, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Support me on Patreon at the $1 tier or higher, and I'll be back very soon with the conclusion of Kentucky Route Zero.